Sunday afternoon footy, and the Roosters to get the ball first. Foketi. Oh, lovely! The middle forwards combine, and Lindsay Collins crashes over. One of the Queensland Origin heroes back with his club.
You hate to see this. Oh no, I hate that third man in. Absolutely hate it.
So Thomas Duffy, he might go into the halves and Purdue might go back to centres.
Here's Labert, the left centre. Kick needs to take a Cowboys bounce, but it takes a Roosters bounce for a 7-tackle set. White rolls as well. Oh, he's through. Tedesco backing up as always. And he couldn't link with Savala. Cowboys scrambling. Which way's Uelu go? Now he goes left. They test out Burns. Kick looks beautiful. Perfect for Billy Smith. And the Cowboys crack.
Speedy Siwa Wong is done for the afternoon. Unfortunately, he has done his medial.
Oh, what a bounce! Bobby T, he's got support. Connor Watson will score, and the kick from Uelu, intended to be a 40-20, turns into 6 points. Just short.
Oh, they got him. Shot.
Numbers on the right. Braden Burns still out there. Will score. Should have passed. Apologises for that, but he has the Cowboys on the board. Well, Watson's treading a fine line with some of his efforts. Dearden creates space for Bateman. And, oh, he's reaped it out. What a play from Tedesco. That is amazing. Tedesco, short ball. Oh, beautiful. Savala backing up. Not much support for him. Ducks under a tackle. Now he finds support. Billy Smith out of the tackle and over. What an effort from Billy Smith. Won the captain's challenge. Dearden. Oh, intercept. Nwanga Nitawase, a thief in the night, gets there.
Yeah, Tommy Dearden going down the short side, chasing points. Backs himself. And then Marky Mark.
Short side, Savala. Got some numbers out there and kept alive by Foketi. They know teammates are going to be backing up. Here's Steep again for Crichton. Made space for Sandon Smith. They want a kick through the legs. Tedesco, try saver. No, he gets there. Desperate effort from Labert. It's one of the tries of the year. No wonder they're loving it, the tricolours. Another pass hits the deck. Uelu, what's he thinking? Little kick to the outside. Tupou called for it. Chance. Oh, that's brilliant. This young kid in his 4th game of footy put it on a dime for the veteran winger. Clean for Drinkwater this time. Space on the left. And they've worked it out. Oh, Tedesco, body on the line. How did he stop that try?
Stop it.
Is that legal, what he did to Talangi?
Does he get him high? Oh,
scored the try.
And he scores it.
Duffy service. Dearden. Catch and pass Drinkwater. How about that from Labour? Stunning skill. Taulagi again. And that pass affected, went forward. I fancy that's the call from Klein. Tedesco. Savala. Oh, Toya, catch and pass. Brilliant. Nwanga Nitawase. Surging away. Back to Tedesco. Support inside. Toya kicks. And it might get away from Savala. Oh, he flicked it back in. Nwanga Nitawase. For the corner, he gets there, does he? The Harlem Globetrotters eat your heart out.
What a try.
And the kick chase to finish off the contest. In their 2nd win of the season at their home venue by 42 points to 8.
Robert, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was... I think it was a stop-start from both teams, some errors to start the game. I felt like we obviously got a good early lead to 6-0 and then it sort of stuck there for a little while. Good position sort of by 25, 30-minute mark and then just sort of fell off. We opened up a little bit in that. We were a little bit disappointed at half-time. And then the boys came out and I thought they were really clear in 10 out of half-time. I think it was a really long live ball period of maybe 6 or 7 sets. and we got Billy's try at the back end of that, and then and then defence was great, connection improved, and we got some really good points there.
The guy next to you was very good. Some of your unsung guys or your younger guys like Celeste, Benaya, they were really impressive too.
Yeah, I mean, we had plans obviously around when an 80-minute play goes down, you end up in some, you need some changes there, and went from Celeste playing front row last week to lock, and then he goes to right edge back row for Siwa, plays 80 minutes. Blake Steep, it goes on around the sort of 25-minute mark possibly. Finishes the second half, goes to left edge back row. We have Benaya playing longer minutes in the middle there because of Sandon coming off and Connor having to go to 5'8". All of those things, these guys are, the leadership's been really special this year with what these guys have done. But they've also created belief in the younger guys to be themselves and also take advantage of what they see in front of them, and that's what's showing out in our game. There's great leadership. Everyone knows our hierarchy there, but there's also, you can also beat them down and tell them this is how we used to do it, or you can say, okay, be yourself, and that's Teddy's style, and you can see that coming out in their game.
Just on that try that Teddy scored in the second half there, that kick from Sandon, like that short interchangeable passing, I think the ball went through 8 sets of hands or something, like 9 sets of hands. Like, how much has that been work in progress this year? Because when it works, it looks fantastic at the moment.
The funny thing is, it's not, I mean, it's a very structured game, rugby league, a lot of the time, and that's only the half of it. I watch a lot of footy, whether it's local footy or kids footy, or everyone's worried about the structure, and that's just, it's the foundation to get everyone connected, but then the gold's on the back of that. Where do people move, and how do they shift, and how do they adapt to somebody in one of their mates moving to the left, and how do they get a short ball off them, and all of that. That's the goal when it comes to playing rugby league, and we've put ourselves in a lot of positions to do that, and we've got to work hard for that. It doesn't come just by turning up. You've got to work really hard on your system and work really hard. But the freedom that these guys, they just know that someone's going to be there without having to look or call. There's an intuition there, and that's the ultimate style of footy.
You mentioned the live ball in play and 6 or 7 minutes or so. Is that the goal for you guys as well? And do you have an advantage there, given it does look like it does when you can string it all together? Yeah,
I mean, if you want to be a really good team, you've got to be able to play that footy. And we want to be a really good team, and we're still working towards that. But we want to push as much live as we can. We're happy to play stop-start as well, but we also really want to play live, and the more exposure we get to that, and the more exposure he can play it all day, every day. But it is Celeste and Hugo, and learning how to kick, and he kicked beautifully in the long game today, the live ball. Benaya, and how do they move, and then how do you not get everybody in position off a set start and play? Yeah, you can do that, but what happens when you're 5 minutes into a live ball? Can you get in a position for a short pass or just a combination play? And we're still learning that, and there were some good signs of that, but there's still there's a real goal, a long-term goal to get there in the next couple of months.
You mentioned Sandon and Siwa. How are they both bad?
They've both gone for scans, so I'm not sure. Siwa looked like a medial injury, and then Sandon, I'm not sure.
Do you have any complaints about the tackle on Siwa?
Look, I don't know about that one. I looked at it quickly and then moved on. We've just had some MCLs this year. I think that's our 5th. So, it's really just that we've had lots of 6 weeks of MCLs being out. 5 of them's been really difficult, and that's up to someone else. But it's been a tough one for MCLs for us this year.
Robert, there's still a fair way to go in the season, but when you look at where you guys were up to say round 5, and things were at the start of the season, a young team, a lot of injuries, guys out. How impressed have you been with the way the last couple of months have gone, the way they've been able to connect the way they have in unstructured play, and and just the winning run that you've gone on since then, essentially.
Yeah, we've played some good footy. I think there was a fair bit of heat coming early, which was natural, and then we really, as I said, the leadership that they showed. We had a great pre-season, then we got flogged in 3 games in a row, I think, in the pre-season, but we were still a confident team. Our belief was growing, and I think I said at the start, every month we'll get better. And I feel like that's been the case, and there's still to come. There's still growth in us, and I know each month that goes by we're going to get better and better and better, and the belief hasn't changed in our crew. I said the way that Ted and Rads and Gussie and Lindsay and those sort of boys have instilled that in our team, but we're still trying to play our best style of footy. We don't need to find it. We're just trying to refine that and trying to play it better and better and get more game time for everyone. So, yeah, still to come.
Ted, from your perspective, that obviously you've seen these young guys right now trying to put the belief in. Can you talk about, I guess, your approach with that trying to get them to play their footy?
Yeah. They're all really good footy players. Like in the pre-season, I was so impressed with lots of these young guys coming in and just training at a high standard day after day. And so you could tell that the talent and the skill was there. But getting used to the week in, week out grind of first grade is tough. But like Robbo said, just instilling that belief in these boys, you got to work hard first, and then the skill and talent will sort of shine through later. And I think these boys they're not looking for the fancy moments. They're looking to work hard every week and how to improve the defence, how to improve on the effort areas. And then when they get opportunities to express themselves, they're doing it. So it's so enjoyable to watch. I love leading these boys and just seeing them get better and better every week. And it's going to be scary in the next 2-3 years how good these guys are going to get. Because even after 15 games, they're shining and they're playing so well. So yeah, I'm loving it at the moment.
Well, just a quick word on Connor Watson. He didn't get a whole lot of minutes on Wednesday night, but he was good in a lot of different facets of the game.
Yeah, I think it showed. What did he play? Started at 9, went to 13. I was going to put him to back row at some point, and then he went to 6. And he played the same style in all 3 positions. So that's what Connor plays, Connor, And yeah, he would have liked to have taken a couple of other options, but he covers a lot. He brings energy. And he sealed that game in game 1 and didn't have the game that he probably wanted completely in game 2, but he's a competitor and he'll give everything for whatever jersey he's got on.
Just a little bit on Teddy, that one-on-one steal. I know you played down here, so that's right. The one-on-one steal just before half-time, because the Cowboys felt like they were coming back to that point. They scored there, might well be a different game.
Yep.
How big that was in the scheme of things?
Yeah, that was. It's easy to play different moments, but can you get it right? Can you get your call right? Are the guys going to drop off? And then can you? I can't remember the last time Ted went for a one-on-one. It's just knowing, feeling the game, knowing what moment, and having the right techniques to call on. It might be the first time you've tried it this year. I think maybe.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
And so, at that time, to get that right, what are we, round 15, 16 possibly, and then knowing that you're capable of pulling it out at the right time knows that's when you're centred.
Todd, what do you put that down to?
Without sounding like a broken record, putting too much pressure on ourselves again. 3 yardage errors early in the game, one after 3 minutes, second one after 7. Puts us straight on the back foot, so we're leading the competition in yardage errors, and it puts far too much pressure on our D, and there are moments where we could be better there, but we're just having to do too much, and given the opposition field position, and week after week's the same thing at the moment.
Because that's a recurring issue, and then I guess the results often show in the second half.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the modern game is, it's always been about field position and possession, and we're not getting enough of it at the right end, and we're not helping ourselves with our own ball handling or discipline in different games with oppositions coming out of their own end.
You got a point where you make personnel changes, approach changes. How do you fix it?
we'll be considering it. Yeah, definitely off the back of the last 2 weeks. But we'll have a look at what's underneath and then reassess and get to work.
In terms of Ruben and Reece Robson, Nichols and Origin, are you expecting them to be available next week?
Yep. Touch and go. They could have played. Made a decision about what's going to help us down the road rather than a short-term decision. And don't want to squeeze the lemon too much now. It's having a bit more juice in it when it really matters.
So it felt like towards the back end of the first half, you probably had your best sequence of the game. Then at half time, did you feel like there was a chance of trying to swing that momentum?
Yeah, I thought the momentum had swung leading into our try, and that was off the back of 4 consecutive sets. That's the blueprint, and then we weren't good enough to hold them out at the start of the first half. We conceded a try after about 5 sets continuous, and then didn't get a good ball set until 17 minutes to go in the second half. So, we're disappointing and far from good enough.
How much of a concern is conceding tries on back-to-back off kickoffs, basically? I think Roosters scored twice off back-to-back sets.
Yeah, we got bullied. It was men against boys there for a little bit, and that's concerning.
So how much of a factor is having Origin players come in and out? Like, you can put anything down to that, or do you sort of go, you won't hold that as an excuse?
No, it's not an excuse. Far from it. No, not a contributing factor one little bit. Look at some other teams across the competition. They're handling it perfectly, and we've done so in the past, so they're relevant.
Tommy, what do you say to the boys in the second half there when the Roosters got on a bit of a roll?
I think just in those situations, you just got to stick together, and I know everyone's probably sort of lost for answers at that stage in that second half, but it's about like knuckling down in those tough times and sticking together, because the only way we get ourselves out of that situation is by doing it together.
How do you feel personally, the body, after Wednesday night?
The body felt good. Like I was ready to go, and I just really disappointed in my performance. I thought I was horrible tonight.